Turn this off. Ooh, I mean for that to happen. Let's see. Hey, how are you, lady? Let's see what time did this one come through. Hello, hello, y'all. I am doing good, and today is a wonderful day for me. This has been a long time coming. I hope y'all are doing good. I decided to come on this late so everybody would have time, including myself too, to come home and cook and get settled and all that good stuff. So I hope that all of that is out of the way, taking care of your families. Hey guys, I'm trying to sign in on my iPad too, so bear with me just a second. Let me see something. That off. Sorry for the shakiness. See if this will work now. Hey everybody that's coming on. I hope everybody is doing good. I'm not going to hold you guys long. I was just trying to come in on my iPad so you guys could see my face as well as see me touching the doll. But as my luck would have it, it's not working. But okay, so we'll get started. I'm not sure why my iPad is not coming on, but it's okay. Nevertheless, I am so glad to be with y'all tonight. We are going to be painting and chatting. So I hope that you guys came with the expectation of a little bit of chatter just from me. But before I do that, though, I want to open the floor up to any questions because I know that there was one person in particular that had a question, and she asked about a live. April, are you here by any chance? Let me know if you are here and if you have a question. We may still be waiting on her. Does anybody else have a question before we get started? Will I add? Hey, Tia. Will I add biracial to my portfolio? You know what? I am very quick to say that doing light tones is very difficult for me. It's always been challenging. So, with that, here we go. So, with that, I'm not really sure if I'll hang on, it's echoing. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not really sure if I'll ever get around to doing biracial or not, only because it is a challenge for me. And I want to make sure that I am giving you guys my best. Now, I will definitely say that I don't mind once we get into the membership part of it. Like, we can all stumble over it together. I mean, it just kind of depends on what you guys want and the direction that we go in. So, but at this time, I don't really have any type of plan to do any biracial babies. Not right now, but a proper hello to everybody. It's good to be with y'all. Maybe April will come on later with her question. But what I wanted to talk to y'all about, number one, is a name change. So I told you guys in my vlog, if you remember, I did like one vlog where I basically spent a week recording. Hey, Paula. And during that week of recording, I told y'all that I wanted to come on and actually change the name so that it represented us a little bit more as far as the community and us painting on this channel, painting pretty much Black reborn dolls. But I wanted to get your insight. I came up with 3 different names and I want to know what you guys think about them. I may put it in a poll on the post, but I want to see what you guys have to say about them. So the first one, if anybody can type this in the chat for me, that would be great. The first one is Let's Create Reborn Dolls. That's the first name. Let's Create Reborn Dolls, because that definitely includes our community here and what we're trying to achieve. Waiting to see if anybody's able to type that into the chat for me. The first name is Let's Create Reborn Dolls. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Sherilyn. The next one would be creating realistic. No, hang on. I wrote it down. Realistic Black Reborns with Victoria. Realistic Black Reborns with Victoria. That's the second option. Realistic Black Reborns with Victoria. If someone could pop that into the chat. And then the third option is Let's Create Black Reborns. Let's Create Black Reborns. So let me tell you what I feel about the word Black. So, of course, that's what I mainly paint, but I want to make sure that everyone understands that that is my goal on this channel, because that's what I paint and that's what I'm comfortable with. Thank you, Tia. Oh, well, thanks. That's what I'm comfortable with, and that's what we are primarily painting on my channel. But I want to make sure that you guys know that I'm definitely inclusive, definitely about diversity, but I want the channel to be able to speak to us and to also be able to invite others. So if they're looking for this type of help, then they can definitely come on and they'll know exactly what we do and what we're about on the channel. So you guys weigh in, let me know what your thoughts are around that, and then I can make a final decision. If you rather I put a poll out there, I can do that as well. But I wanted to hear from you guys in the chat tonight as far as, what are your thoughts about it? But those were my top 3. The other ones, I won't even go down that rabbit hole with y'all. But those were the ones that I came up with. But I would love to hear your input as far as what you guys think about it, and how do you feel that that would fit our community here? Do a poll? Okay. Okay. Like the one with my name. Okay. Is a poll. Okay. We can certainly do that. Um, Me too. What's that, Paula? Is that you're saying a poll? The one with my name. Okay. Y'all are so sweet. Like, I was trying to get away from that, but I appreciate that, because I want it to be about all of us. Although I'll be kind of, directing our paths or whatnot, I want it to be about everybody. Because the main goal behind this channel is to help everybody be more confident in painting Black reborn dolls. Okay. And with Maddie, guys, by the way, I am on block 3 if you have been following the series. And of course, once I get this done, I'm going to do block 3 and block 4 on one video because y'all just don't know. It's a lot of work. Oh, look at there at a Q&A sticker. Okay. YouTube just gave me a prompt to do a poll here, but I'm going to put a poll on our community page. So anyway, with that being said, in addition to the name change, which we'll put out there on the poll. Okay. You're still on block 1. That's fine. That's good. At least. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. At least you are starting out. So that's good. My other option, not option, but the other thing I want to talk about was memberships, y'all. So let me say this with the membership. I want to do memberships because I understand that there's some people who are here just to watch. Now, I never thought of purchasing this kit, but I'm getting mad now. Go ahead, girl. Go for it. um, what was I saying? I got distracted by you saying you're getting Maddie now. But anyway, I want to do memberships because I know that there's some people who are just here just to watch. Then there's other people who are here to actually be a part of a community. Then there's some that want to actually learn how to create Black reborn dolls. So I want to be able to speak to everybody at every level. And like for those people who are just here just because of the entertainment or they want to support the channel, I have a lower tier, like you'll get access to certain emojis or whatnot. And that is going to be the beginner membership. And I think I'm going to put that at $2.99 a month. Nothing crazy. And then the next tier up, you'll be able to get early access to videos. And the videos, y'all, are not going to be like what you have seen on my general page. Thank y'all for the likes. What you have seen on my general page. Because whenever you are paying for a membership, I want it to be known that you are getting your money's worth. There is nothing like, hi, Melissa. Thank you so much. Okay, I see that. I'm part of memberships and I never want you guys to feel like you're wasting your money because we all work hard for our coins, right? So with that in mind, I want to make sure that you guys understand that I value you um entrusting in me and as far as what I can share with you. Also, you will get access to any resource that I have, be it on my website, um, anything that I create. It won't be a matter of, hey, go purchase this recipe card. No, you'll automatically get it. Because the one thing I hate, and believe it or not, it's more difficult for me to feel like I have to conceal certain things um, from videos just to get a sale or a purchase. That's more work because honestly and truthfully, I would rather tell y'all everything that's in this jar than just simply say, okay, add your paint, add your thinning medium, and let's get started. I'd rather give you all that information. So you would get access to anything. There's not going to be any gatekeeping. We are going to break down the videos into small bites as far as like doing shorts or whatnot. Um, because I don't want the videos to be too long. Because whenever I come on YouTube to learn something, most times I am skipping through it and I just want to get to the meat and potatoes of something. So if that means we're doing member only shorts, then we're doing that, like showing you fingernail, toenail colors application. If that's just going through one layer of paint or showing you how to mix, my mind is just going right now. I have so many thoughts as far as what I want to bring to the memberships. And I would definitely like to hear what you guys would like to have. But as of right now, I have a running sheet that is pretty much keeping up with all of my ideas. And that will be on the highest level. And that will be $9, $9.99 a month if you wish to do that. And that's for people who are serious. You'll also get more access to me as far as if you want to jump on virtually. It'll give you a virtual option during the month. It'll also give us one live every month like this. We'll go live just the members only. And if you guys have questions, then we can definitely get into them there. But it'll just be us growing our community and spending more time together. So if that sounds like something that you guys are interested in, I'll have all that ready by Monday with everything ready to go as well. So I wanted to make sure I at least introduced it to you guys the right way. I didn't want to just do it in a post. I wanted to, speak to you, hear from you, and to make sure that I am meeting what you guys need right now. Because some of you are brand spanking new. And then there's some of you who have been doing this for a while. And I want to make sure I can accommodate everybody that wants to be accommodated, that really wants to dive in. So let me go back up and check the questions really quickly. Will you ever do some things about what air dry artists can use or do that's comparable? Okay. What I would do is I would probably defer to another artist initially, but I would bring it back because I would love for us to try some things out together. There's nothing wrong, I don't think. I mean, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, or if you think that would be a waste of your time if we both experimented alongside each other. Now, granted, I have used acrylics before, but not like the Ultimate Fusion or anything like that. So we would be learning together. And I think the good thing about that is, of course, I would have done it on my own before you guys see it online. But because I am not an air dry artist necessarily, then that means I won't be perfect and we can all learn and grow together. So, okay, Kim says I do air dry paint, but I still learn a lot from you. That's awesome. That's awesome. Paula, as far as your question about paying for a membership, that will just be through YouTube. It'll be just through YouTube. For those of you that have just come into the live, we are talking about membership, and we're also talking about changing the name of our channel here. We are going to be doing 2 to 3 tiers of membership. Um, the lowest and then the highest will be $9.99 if you're interested in that. But that will give you more exclusive content, more detailed information, not having to go to a website to get recipe cards or any of that. Everything will be included. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely join come Monday whenever it's live. Let's see. Sounds great. So proud of your level up. Thanks, Sherilyn. Wonderful. I am new. Okay, I'm interested. So struggling with consistency and have been mostly painting silicone. Yeah, Tia, I remember you telling me about that as far as painting silicone now. So to me, that's something that we could possibly do eventually, long, long, long ways down the road, y'all. Because I'm not quite there yet. But I would love for us to do that one time. Or a few times if we grow that way. But as of right now, we'll just be strictly sticking to vinyl, potentially working with air dry paints, but for the most part, we'll be doing heat set. And I've already found comparable colors. I'm gonna let this air dry. I've already found comparable colors like in the Bountiful Baby line and Irresistibles line of the Genesis colors that I currently use. So I'll be sure to find complementary air dry colors for what we use, if that helps you guys. But any thoughts about anything that we've talked about so far? Anybody have any ideas or suggestions? Because I want y'all to really feel like, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, to really feel like this is your channel as well, and you're getting what you're looking for. Because I don't want to waste my time and make videos and it doesn't do anything for you. I don't want it to be performative. I want it to really be educational and helpful. I would like to get vinyl down. I just had more success with silicone. That's awesome to hear. I'm so intimidated by silicone. But yeah, you guys don't be so shy. Let me know what you think as far as suggestions. And even if you don't think of it right now, you can send me an email. My email address is on the bio page. You can put it on the community tabs or go under a video because I'll see any comments there. Will there be hold on? Will there be a community chat where we can ask questions? Yes, there will be a members only page through the channel, and you guys will be able to ask questions, share your work, get feedback, all of that stuff. And there will be, like I said, on members only videos, members only shorts. It'll pretty much be exclusive. And just so you guys know, if any of y'all follow Emily from Eborns, She and I had a very extensive conversation. So she is kind of like helping me as far as getting this all, the thing is shaking, getting this all ironed out because I want it to be very good for y'all. Oh, thanks, Sherilyn. With the free content, it is a lot, but I enjoy doing it. If one person says it's helped me, that makes me feel like, it's all worth it in the end. Will you go over color theory? Absolutely. Because if you guys remember my Johanna, that doll covered a whole lot of color theory. And in doing the color theory, I think it's beneficial for everybody to learn. So we would definitely go over that more than likely in the top tier and not the lower tier. Lower will be for beginners. Well, supporters, beginners, and then those who are really interested. Hey, April, I was looking for you earlier to see if you had a question. Melissa says, yes, that sounds wonderful. I've watched for a while and primarily make Caucasian babies, but would love to learn more about painting Black babies. Yes, for sure. I saw the collaboration. Yes. I love watching Emily. I am a member of her channel. She's a fabulous artist as well. Even though I'm air dry, I've learned a lot from her. Yes, she's so sweet and so patient. So very patient. She's a great teacher. I thought this started. No, I'm on Eastern Standard Time. Sorry. But I was looking for you earlier to see the question that you had because I know that you commented on something and said that you had some questions. So I would love to know what those questions are that you had. And while we're waiting on April, because I know she really did have some questions, I'm just going in the creases here, y'all. And I'm trying to look through my phone to do this. So if y'all see me stumbling, that's why. But nevertheless, I hope that you guys are excited about where we're going because I get so tired of feeling like it's so salesy. It's so salesy. That's not what I want. And that's not the direction I want to go in. I want it to be beneficial for all of us. And I really want to pour in. And if I can do that with those who are serious about it, that gives me a whole lot of motivation to really get in here and do videos that are going to make a difference when you guys are by yourselves and of course when you reach out to me. Can you use real nail polish? Well, I personally wouldn't use real nail polish on a reborn. And I'm kind of glad you asked that because whenever I did the nail polish on the last baby, thank you guys so much for the likes. When I did the nail polish on the last baby that I did a short on, I actually thought about doing gel polish. Because as most of you know, I love doing my nails, right? So I have, if you guys could see this cart down here, I have a plethora of nail supplies. And so my first thought was to do gel polish. But then I thought about it, whenever she gets home, um, I don't want it to start chipping, and I also want it to be set. And I knew that even if I did gel polish, like putting a top coat over it was not going to make it stay forever. So doing acrylic paints is what I came up with after really thinking it through. Doing acrylic paints with an air dry varnish. So to answer your question, I personally would not do um, real nail polish on a reborn doll. Unless it's something you just want to practice on and you're going to be filing it off some kind of way, then yes, you could definitely do that. But I wouldn't recommend it. Thank you. Yeah, that was kind of fun to do, doing those nails. That was really, really fun. Is anybody actually doing the espresso skin tone series with me or following along? I know Paula said that she was on the first block still, but is anybody doing that or what kits are y'all working on right now? I know T is doing a silicone baby. Paula, you said yes. What were you commenting on? I think I asked y'all like two questions, like what were y'all working on and oh, You're following the tutorial. Never mind, I answered my own question. I forgot to mark the head. I talked about this in the last upload, but I do tally marks every time I do a layer. I forgot to do the head so that I can keep up with it. So when tomorrow comes and let's say, for instance, I don't get to the other limbs, I'll know how much I've done on every piece to make sure that the colors match. But you have to be ever so careful with that pen because Lord knows you can mark it and you've ruined your baby. I saw another YouTuber use red, blue, and yellow style of painting the doll. Yes. Three. That can't be right. I must need to do another layer on the limbs. I saw another YouTuber using the red, blue, and yellow style of painting the doll. I don't know if you used it that way, but you can mix them together, then paint the doll. Yes, absolutely. So in our Chinoa series, I did a little bit more of that where we were doing like the mother color, making the brown with red, yellow, and blue. When we get into the membership, I can get back into that because I didn't want to be too advanced or talk over people's heads. So I tried to appeal to the general audience. But once we get into the membership, then we can get into a little bit more of specifics and kind of more, I wouldn't really call it advanced, but it is definitely an alternative way of painting. But you really have to be somebody that's really passionate, if you will, about learning that way. So we'll do that in the memberships. I will be starting it I will be using the Sage Asleep from Bountiful Baby. Sage Asleep. How can I remember that kid? I want to say I do know that kid. Sage Asleep. How old is that one? How old is that one, Kimberly? I'm working on Ellie by Rena and using some of the steps of the tutorial and some I just do what comes to mind, but would love to start another doll following the tutorial. I like that you said you do what comes to mind because of course I am sharing my techniques with y'all, but you guys are I always say it, y'all are the artists, and I don't want to take away from your creativity. So, by all means, let your creativity speak and shine through as you are painting. Anybody have any other questions about anything we've talked about? We don't have to go till 8:30. I just wanted to make sure we had enough time to talk. I am not sure as I am new to this. Oh, you took it away. You're not sure about what, Kimberly? Shiloh. Yeah, I remember you showing me that kid. How was it going, Paula? I know that you're on the first block, but how is that going? Curly mohair. That's not too much money. When you say too much money, what are you talking about exactly? Um, Mary Beth, as far as Mary Beth, I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Um, Brushes, I'll have a recommended list of items in each membership tier. Well, a general list. If you guys would like that, but I don't use like Reborn FX or anything. I go to Michael's and get my brushes. So I use those pretty much. Or I'll order them off of Amazon as long as they're good for like acrylics and oil paints. But if you are using another medium like air dry paints, then that's a different story. I'm not really sure. But Kimberly, you actually use air dry. What type of brushes do you use? What brush are you using? I completely misread your question. What brushes am I using? I'm using brushes from Michael's. I think it's the Artist Loft. You see some of the nope, it's not. It's Royal and Lang Nickel. You can't see that. Royal and Lang Nickel. They're really nice, and I get them from Michael's. I really like the weight of them, and they're good for oil paints. Hey, Mimi. I made sure I said your name so you would know I know who you are. Hey, that's not like over. I would say $50. Well, I just ordered some hair from Sarah Silk. Let me show you some curly hair that I have. Hold on, y'all. Make sure I don't trip over any cords. Bear with me. Let's see. I have my hair up here. So I keep my hair in this little bin, and I have all sorts of hair, mohair, human hair, all kind of hair in here. But the curly hair that I love is by Sarah Silk. It's from her kid doll, not doll, kid goats. But you can see it through here. This is the texture right there, the curly mohair. I've heard some people mention Nukem, and I know that she has curly hair. I'm just not sure because mohair is not all equal. Like there's some mohair that is soft, like that one, and then there's some mohair that's a little bit more coarse. And I don't think I have any of that. No, I think I threw that away once I learned better. I did better. So I don't I don't use that one. And let me not say learn better because I don't use it because it doesn't work for my dolls. But I will say that it depends on the texture you're going for. So if you're going for a more coarse texture, like I have some of the Angela Plica hair, that's definitely a coarse texture. If you guys have ever seen any of her babies, they all have the same hair, and that's coarse. That's I don't think it's not mohair, it's human hair. But it just depends on the look. But as for me, I don't use that one. Okay, Kimberly. So we use the same type of same line of brushes. What base paint do you use before painting? I use all Genesis paint. Are you asking the color? But for the most part, I use all of Genesis. Can you paint a doll with acrylic paint, or will the paint come off when it gets wet? You can certainly paint a doll with acrylic paint. There are some artists who do that. I don't know how, but I do know that there's some artists who actually do, and they use mediums, just like I did with those nails. They use mediums to kind of dilute the acrylic paint because no, you couldn't just apply the acrylic paint onto the doll. But there's some stuff to let it dry slow, and then there's also some stuff to kind of thin it out. And once it's dry or cured, you will varnish it, and then it should be fine, just like any other doll. I'm trying to think, y'all, who I've seen somebody recently on YouTube, and if y'all know, let me know. Someone that does air dry paints on YouTube. I know she's a fairly new artist, but Diva G. I know she does some air dry. She actually gave me some information on some air dry paints, and that's how I was able to do the nails for Gabriella. Yes, Mary Beth. Yes, Sarah Silk is where it's at. Jazzy T. Oh, she does air dry on YouTube? I didn't know she did. I know that she does air dry, but I didn't know she had a YouTube channel. I hate to ask you this, Paula. Do you mind putting her channel's name in the chat if you know it? So that way it can be, do you know what base paint is best for air drying painting? That I don't know. That I don't know. I am discovering that I need to really up my air dry paint knowledge because you guys are asking some really good questions and I don't know, and I hate that I don't know, but it's good that I don't know because it gives me something to look forward to and to learn. So I would love to find out. Has anybody ever subscribed to Sue Ellen from Live Effects? I think it's Live Effects on Patreon. She is an air dry artist. Um, and she does phenomenal work. I used to have a subscription to her channel, but I've since developed my own way of doing things. So I no longer watch her as much, but she's awesome. She does air dry, not sure about channel. Okay. Yeah, Sue Ellen is great. And she does ethnic babies, but she's on Patreon. Aussie Reborn Supplies has good air dry tutorials. Okay. Thanks, Melissa. But I'm gonna write that down for me so I can go. Do you guys know about any subscription based um platforms or artists that do air dry? Yeah, and Sue Ellen is really good about breaking it down. Now the videos are um like at a really good pace. So that's the good thing about it. And then there's no editing. It's just like her, just you're watching her in real time. But that was Aussie. Let me scroll back up. Aussie Reborn Supplies. Aussie Reborn Supplies. Okay, Mimi said she has a subscription with Sue. I watch. It's Jessie Reborns. It's Jessie. Never heard of her. It's Jessie Reborns. That's not Reborns of Jess, is it? April? Reborns by Zebra has a good a airdrop videos, no subscription. Okay. Is she on YouTube, Tia? Reborns by Zebra. If you find any, let me know, please. Wait, I messed up the name. There's also Reborns of Jess. Yes. I know about Reborns of Jess. Close that out. Yeah, she's on YouTube. Okay. Thank you. You're doing an excellent job. Thank you, Elizabeth. I really want to take Jazzy's air dry ethnic class at the Dallas Fort Worth show in July. That's awesome that she's gonna be teaching there. That's real awesome. Is anybody going to Dolls of the World? I think on our last live, some people talked about it. Anybody that's here tonight is going? I'm actually not going this time around, but I cannot wait to see all the videos that come from it and hear from you guys. Okay, before we sign off, Paul said she's not going. Before we sign off, maybe next year, I want to hear from you guys. What's one thing, if you were, let's use this word loosely, if you felt like you were where you wanted to be in your art and you were teaching, what's one thing that you would want to share with someone? And then as a beginner, what is something that you feel you need that you have not found? And I'll be waiting to see what you guys type into the chat because I'm just curious to know what you guys are in need of and also what you guys feel I should be sharing more of. Thought it was a pin mark, but I don't know what that is. Heart started beating fast. Okay, so I'm putting these on the limb holder and I did not mark that limb. I'm gonna mark this one really quickly and then grab the other arm. So apparently I had already done 5 layers on Maddie's head, which is still over here air drying. So I needed to bring the limbs up to speed. Hello, rooting. Okay. When you say rooting, Kim, Kimberly, what are you talking about? Like as far as newborns, I'd say progression photos. For me, it's critical to know how the baby should look each step. Okay. Progression view. Everybody says depth. I'd love to see depth in skin tones. I find it a little harder on black babies. Okay. Way more about armature. So you're talking about assembly. Okay. Now, when you talk about armature, April, are you talking about silicone or are you talking about vinyl toddler babies or what exactly? And faster ways to paint and root. Honey, I wish I knew that. I don't know if I'm going to be your woman for that one. Because y'all know it takes me a month to make a baby, like, and do it right. And as far as rooting, like, what's Gabriella? Ooh, she had a big head. That took a while. But we can definitely talk about technique. Now, as far as your speed, that will be on you as you continue to grow. All the rooting needles to use newborn. And I'm writing down what y'all are saying. Okay, so newborn here. Something to think about. I have a hard time with rooting. Okay, it takes me more time to root preemie. So in the toddler rooting video that I did, what is something that you guys felt like could have been added into that video to make it a little bit more informative? Because I don't want to put out the same information in the same way and it doesn't help. And there's no better way than to just simply ask y'all. And please don't think you'll hurt my feelings. You won't. You won't. Because I'm here for all of us, for me to enjoy what I'm doing and to help you. It takes me forever to root even a preemie. Yeah. And you know what's so funny? Like to me, I feel like it takes me longer to root a newborn than a toddler. And it's because of the directional rooting. That directional rooting is something else. But when you're done, it's so beautiful. But Lord knows it's tedious. And then having to follow a swirl. Is there a specific hair, mohair type, and needle size for newborn versus older baby? Mm, it depends. I personally use a different needle on a. I hear my volume coming up. I personally use a different needle on a. Sorry, y'all. On a newborn versus a toddler, and that's because of the amount of hair and the texture of hair. So on a newborn, I use alpaca. But then on a toddler, I'm using human hair. So when I'm doing that, it's going to require a different needle. But if you watch the hairline video, that could help you as far as showing you what I would use for newborns. And that's a 42 gauge 1 barb needle from Heavenly Illusions. You want a finer needle whenever you are rooting newborns. Something that makes the hair look real natural and it doesn't have that many hairs that will be put into the barb. And as far as the hair or mohair type, it depends on what you're going for. You could use curly, you could use straight. It's just really up to what your goal is and what your vision is for your baby. What is the difference between kid, yearling, and adult mohair? You know, I asked Sarah this. So as far as the difference, adult mohair is basically the adult goat, and that hair is different as far as hang on. As Sarah explained it to me, now from what I can remember, I'm going to show you the difference. I don't have yearling. Alpaca breaks easy. I've never heard of that. When you say break easy, do you mean like it breaks easy like when you are rooting it or whenever someone has it, like when they're at home. So this would be the adult mohair, and the adult mohair would be really good for preemie, newborn. You could even put this into a toddler. Like for instance, I'm not sure of the inches of this hair, but let's say that I put this into Maddie's hair. I could cut from the very top right here. Well, maybe not there because I've already cut there, but you get what I'm saying. I could cut from the very top right here and start to root into her head, and you see how long it falls. And that would be pretty, a pretty texture. It just kind of depends on what you're going for. I personally have never done this, but I am actually doing it on my next baby that's coming up. I have some hair coming from Sierra. So that's adult mohair. Alpaca hair. The alpaca hair to me is the best hair to resemble or mimic newborn hair. And I'm gonna show you them side by side. And all of this is Silk Effects by Sarah Silk. And I'll go back up and read y'all's questions in a second. So, you know, trying to get it in focus, y'all. I think that's better. That's alpaca. You can see how soft that is. It's very, very soft, very, very fine. And it takes to me double the amount of time it would take to root with mohair. So this is the difference between those two. The alpaca will give you a more hair-like feel of an actual child. The mohair just gives you a softer feel to me and appearance than human hair. That's how I differentiate between the two. As far as a yearling, I've never had it, so I don't know what that actually looks like. Somebody said creepy. You are not here with us. I'm going back up to read. Can you make videos with less paint, like not using the red, blue, and yellow thing? Do you mean just using flesh colors, April? With less paint. Thanks so much. You're welcome, Melissa. The biggest two things I fear when rooting is the needle breaking, yes, goodness, and me not finishing the doll. You really have to hang in there. Rooting is a labor of love. And to me, it's very therapeutic, especially whenever you first start, because it's like something you are waiting to see transform and you are in control of it. And so like once you actually start doing it, it may feel like you're climbing up a mountain, but once it's done, whew, the joy and satisfaction you get. But I mean, hey, if I were you, I would definitely try with a toddler first. I like to think that doing toddlers is easier. Um, do not disturb back on my phone. Sorry about that. Because you don't have to be so strategic and so directional with toddlers as you do with newborns. And breaking the needle is a part of it. It just comes with the territory. And I have not found that to be true with the alpaca hair breaking. Quick question for you, Victoria. I would like to add an underlayer of yellow and pinkish to my baby. I'm on mug 3 of your coffee guide. I also had purchased your videos. When should I do that? Um, do me a favor. Send me an email because I want to make sure I'm answering your questions specifically. And I want to know what skin tone you're working on because you said the coffee guide. I know you're talking about the blending videos. So if you'll send me an email, then me and you can go we can discuss that there. And I'm up late. I'll be in here until well after midnight working. So and that's Victoria's Little Peanut Nursery at gmail.com. But if you purchase from me, just go to like your receipt and you should see an email. And thank you for the support. I hope that it's helping you. Where did I purchase that mohair? I got it from Sarah Silk on Facebook. And typically She sells online, but y'all, it's so hard. I tried to share one day when she posted it on her Facebook, that she was gonna have some available. Her hair goes so extremely fast. So when I had to do this custom order that's coming up next month, I had to just do a custom order. And she sells her hair is $40 by the ounce. And 1 ounce will cover one doll, in my opinion. So, and I always say in my opinion because I know somebody else is gonna say something different. Because you can cut this hair. You can cut it, and that's going to give you this will be considered an ounce. That's going to go a long way, especially on a newborn. Yeah, that's the right here. Someone has it. That's what I heard. So I've never tried it. So I've never had an experience with it. Yes, please try the alpaca hair. I love it. I absolutely love that hair. I tried it one time and I was like, I don't need any more mohair. Rooting is, yes, it is very tedious. I mean, using the red, blue, and yellow technique. Okay, so do more videos with that. Yes, I am. I want to do that, but like I said, I want to do that more so in the membership channels because for people that's just starting out, doing red, yellow, and blue can be like primary is what it's considered. Doing the primary method can be a little bit challenging for some. So I'm going to put that into the tier where if you're really serious about learning this and you're really serious about alternative ways of achieving the black skin tone, then it'll be available. It's great news on the alpaca. I will definitely have to try it. I paint many newborns, so I would love to use it. Oh, you're welcome. You're so welcome. Mimi says I was able to get some of her hair the last time she posted. Oh, you were. You got lucky. Which one did you get? I thought her hair was $40 per half ounce. You know what, Tia? Now you got me questioning myself. I could have sworn she said 40 per. I could be wrong. It could most certainly be 40 per half ounce. I have a lot of it, and I can't remember what I paid. Even with this recent order, I can't not remember. We paid 80. Might be right. I would love to learn more on rooting newborns' hairlines. Okay. I like that you guys are like so excited to learn and wanting to learn um, all the things, especially hearing y'all talk about the air dry. Like I'm excited to go on and watch some videos myself and purchase some tutorials once I do a bit more research on doing air dry because it's nothing like learning something the first time. And if I can help somebody else out, I'm all for it. Out of here. Yeah. So anybody have any other questions? I got 2 packs, black and dark brown. Was it alpaca or was it just mohair? And that was smart to get the black and dark brown because you could use dark brown for the hairline or something. And it'll blend real easy with the skin tone. Anything y'all want to see that I have in here? If you have questions about something, I know you talked about the hair. Yeah, Mary Beth, it does take a while. I put in my custom order. It took me about 3 weeks to get a photo back from her because she likes to send you a photo and then you actually pay for it. And it can take about it took about 3 weeks for me. It's a stress reliever watching this. Well, good. I'm so glad to hear that. We all need our outlets. Hey, Renity, how are you? I hope you're doing well and feeling well. It's worth the wait. Oh, yes. All of her hair is worth the wait. Like, I highly recommend Silk Effects. But again, I've heard some really good things about Nukem and who else do I have that I used to have? Southern Charm, I think. I may be misspeaking, but I think it's Southern Charm, like their wavy hair. And then I also had Go Baby's hair. Go Baby has good hair. And then there's HP. HP hair is beautiful. I saw that in a class last year. That hair is beautiful. Oh, that's good, Renity. I'm so glad to hear that. Which needles do you use for your mohair on vinyls, and what would you use on a silicone baby? So, um, Although I don't paint silicones, I have played around in a silicone head in a class, and it would be the same needle. And for me, that's the 42 gauge Heavenly Illusions black needles. Let me see. Trying to find the container, but you can get those from Irresistibles or McPherson's. These are the purple ones, but it's the same brand nevertheless. It's Heavenly Illusions, and they come in these little containers, and they're all rubberized, so you don't have to have a needle holder for these. And I think this one might be 3 barbs, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so Mimi says the same thing that Melissa, I think it was Melissa that said something about the alpaca breaking. I have never, I haven't experienced that. Maybe it's the needle that they're using. I'm not sure. Let me see how many barbs are on here. Just read the container. 3 barbs. So this is the 42 gauge 3 barbs. I took a class with um why can I not call her name? She's a huge prototype artist. She's from Germany. Y'all help me recall her name. It starts with a C. I cannot think of her name. But anyway, is it Christine? No. And watch, I think of it as soon as we get off the live. But anyway, I took a class with her, and she does her hairlines with this purple needle. And you can use the same needles for silicone. Just mohair. Okay, I'm good. Oh yeah, I already said that. Saw that one. I've never taken a rooting class. Do you recommend taking a class? I do. I would definitely recommend taking a reading class only because of the simple fact you're in there, it's hands on, and you can ask questions during, like, in the moment. And you can also, like, because you already have some experience, you can go in with some questions already and then get those questions answered. So I think it's always worth it to take a class. If you can take a class in person or virtually, but definitely in person, then I highly recommend it. It's worth the money, in my opinion, because I'm so sick of hearing myself saying that, y'all. I'm sorry. But it's because of you want to make sure that their work is reputable. But normally if someone's doing a class, they have shown themselves to be approved in that area. So if you go to a doll show, there's more than likely going to be a rooting class. Renity says I discovered a new way to mix color close to flesh show too. Share that with the rest of us. Is it going to be some primary? But yeah, share that with the rest of us. So I'm going to add some more um, of block 3, that waste whenever my iPad fell, onto this arm. And all I'm doing, y'all, is really just darkening and deepening up like the area around the cuticle, the creases, in between the fingers, and like all of the depth areas on the hand. And of course, the shading around the wrist, the elbow, and then at the shoulders. Because that's all. When you get to 3 and 4, it's really just about deepening, darkening, and all that stuff. Because the depth is really built up with the underpainting, and then we can add more, like with the modeling, whenever we get done in those highlighted areas. That's why we leave those highlighted areas empty, if you will, for as long as we do. Yeah, we want to know what you did. Black, burnt umber, and primary red. Did you find that it was using Gemini? Okay. I have 2 of their paints. I have their Mars Black and the Crimson. But did you find that there was a lot of red in that, or orange by any chance? Glass round jars from what I saw in your videos. There was you can get them from Amazon. I think you're talking about these. Let me grab it. Think you're talking about these. But there was a nutrition shop in my town closing, and she had a bunch of these that she put stuff in, and she was selling them. So I just bought them from her. But they have them on Amazon. They're glass mason jars. I think these are the 4 ounce, but you can find them on Amazon. Yeah, Mars Black. So whenever you swatch that Renity, do you find a lot of red in it? Yes, that's it. Thanks. You're welcome. Do I have Brooke Nicole's? I have heard of Brooke Nicole, and I have Brooke Nicole is good, you guys. She no longer reborns, but I have seen her work, and I used to purchase her color guides, but um, I don't have like, of course, if I had them, I wouldn't be able to share them. But I do have her color guides. She no longer reborns. And there's also Kate Charles, which I have hers, and I think she passed away, if I'm not mistaken. But Mimi, do you know if Brooke Nicole does the air dry? I'm just curious if we would need to add her to our list. And then there's also Jessica. I cannot think of Jessica's name, but she's on Facebook and she has a group as well. But she does heat set. Yes, but you gradually add more red as needed and works best if you mix a black and burnt umber. I know you didn't mean this, but it's funny to see it in gasoline first, adding red in slowly. Gansol. Okay. All right. I love to hear it. There's more than one way to skin a cat, right? I'm gonna wait and see what Mimi says about Brooke Nicole. I have Kate Charles too. No, she did heat set. Okay. Well, guys, if you have any more questions, we will stay on till about 8:45. And then I will let you guys have back your evening. Because in a little bit I'm gonna be recording um the progress on Maddie to include in the video. But if you have any more questions, please feel free to put them in the chat so we can take a look at them before everybody signs off. Oh Lord, I forgot about the wrist. See, trying to look through my phone to do this is not the easiest. Mason jars, yes, but you graduate. Okay. Integrating from the chat. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for being here. You know, Mimi, I've always wanted to see her dolls in person, to know what it was like to have her babies, Brooke Nicole, that is, because I came in after I guess she had stopped, and her work was beautiful. I'm following you. I'm doing your Americana. I'm painting June. Awesome. Which June? I'm always so nosy, want to know what people are working on, what kits. I love the standing June, the older June. Is Kate Charles tutorial being sold somewhere? I reached out knowing she had passed away. I have no idea. I have no idea. I honestly tried to find it one day and I can't find it in my emails or in my like if I printed it. I can't find it in my files or email. Bye, April. Do you do facial effects on your babies if needed? Facial effects, what do you mean? Thanks for helping us. I'm returning to doll making after 25 years, the 7 month June. Older one. Okay. Well, I am glad that you are back into the doll world. 25 years. Wow. I'm sure it's just like riding a bike. Yeah, she did. She passed away. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but she did leave a legacy, that's for sure. I think I was waiting for Mimi to say something. I wasn't sure. Like milk spots and freckles. Yes, I have done that. I've done birthmark, scratches and things like that on babies. And I think Sherilyn actually had the idea. She was looking at one of my older videos for me to do like a broken blood vessel on a baby. Um, and that's something we're going to be doing like in short form. Because I don't want to use up a whole video unless I'm showing you guys different techniques as far as milk spots and stuff like that, milk bumps and baby acne and stuff like that. That's all so fun. It's so fun to see. And then it's fun when you get to color it. Um, Another artist was Baby Doll Custom. Yes, I think that's her name. She was really good. She was. I started out watching her. Right. I started out with custom baby doll, or however you say it, as well. And I think that's how I found out about Kate Charles through her. I've never done freckles. I find them intimidating. Yeah, they can be. Cool, thanks. I'm so glad that there are all kinds of people doing this art now. Yes. I got back in because of my granddaughters requesting a baby doll. That is so sweet. And that's how I got into it, with my daughter asking for a baby doll. Oh, you're so welcome, Tia. I hope that all of you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope to see you guys in a video. Or if you feel like a membership aligns with what you want to do, by all means, I hope to see you there. If not, I'll see you on the regular channel. But thank y'all for being here and supporting this community as much as y'all do. And if I can do anything for you, let me know. And for, I can't remember who it was. One of you was gonna email me. Make sure you do that because, like I said, I'm up until late. So if you need me, reach out to me. But have a good night, y'all. And I will see you next time. Bye, everybody. Make sure I'm not missing a question. Night, night, y'all.